Everybody is doing their fair share.
Their fair share.
Do their fair share. Fair share.
Young Americans voted for the president, and now it seems they're buying into his message. A new survey finding nearly half of millennials now favor socialism over capitalism. Jonathan, what is going on here?
Well, Eric, our elected officials have been preaching socialism, preaching collectivism literally for decades now. And I think what's so frustrating is that a lot of young people, I really don't even think know what socialism and capitalism is. Socialism means that your life doesn't matter. The state owns you, and you have no individual rights. You have no right to pursue your own interest. Capitalism, which I would think a lot of people would embrace, means that your life belongs to you. Pursuing your happiness is your goal. I think that point is lost on them. Not surprising, given the state of today's public schools.
Yet, Michelle, millennials voted for President Obama in overwhelming numbers.
Well, I think the reason why they embrace socialism is because they've gone from the campus classroom where they're being indoctrinated by leftist professors to now living in their mom's basement where they're unemployed. And research shows that when young people start getting jobs and paychecks, they become more economically conservative. But under this Obama economy, they're not working. So they want those handouts. They like socialism. But I bet you once the economy gets better and they get paychecks, they're not going to like Uncle Sam taking that money out.
Well, check it out. Juan, we have one right here. You have a millennial, and guess what? He has a paycheck. Rafi, is he a socialist or a capitalist? You tell me, Juan.
Oh, he's a capitalist all the way. But let me say, when you look back at those numbers, Eric, what you see is that most of these millennials can't define socialism. When they can define it as government ownership, then their numbers are about the same as everybody else's. But let me say, I think a lot of these young people want economic mobility. That's what Rafi, my very Republican conservative son, wants. And let me tell you, when they hear about too big to fail on Wall Street, when they hear about crony capitalism, when they hear about the influence
which is
of
happening under Obama, which is happening under Obama.
No, they think capitalism is limiting them and not letting people rise to the top, but protecting the rich.
But yet your son has listened to that throughout his life and decided he was going to be a capitalist Republican. You got to love Rafi for that. Wayne, go ahead, jump in here a little bit. Your thoughts on young people?
Well, the biggest problem is one that Jonathan alluded to, is the educational system. They have no idea what a free market economy really means and where it came from, how it originated. What made this country the greatest country in the world that it is today is because of the free market system, not because of... We have so many examples of socialism around the world that have failed. They don't understand it. They don't read. They don't know history. We're talking morons here. That's the problem.
And, Eric, what is the president
don't throw
preach?
Us millennials under the bus. We're not all idiots. No, we just don't have the first-hand memories of the Soviet Union and the Cold War. But we're not idiots. We're just under an economy that's really bad.
Go ahead, John.
What have you been taught?
What
has the president been saying for the last 5 years? What has Juan and many on the left been saying for the last 5-6 years? That capitalism is destructive, that profit-seeking is bad, that, again, to use the president's words, we're all in it together, you have to pay your fair share. That's all just collectivist socialist code speak.
And there's another one. There's
another one. Jonathan, what would have happened to Wall Street if not for the government, the big bailout that even people on the right object to?
We were all against the bailouts, Juan, for years.
Let me throw one more in there. Wayne, the president at one point said, you didn't build that. He went off prompter and said, you didn't build that. What he meant was, the only reason for your success is because of the state, as Jonathan points out.
Well, there's also another problem with the fact that everything is being bailed out, that Juan alludes to, that the government has saved a lot of these. No, it's become a fascist government because the government and big labor and big business are in business together, and that's what's made it. That's made us a fascist kind of economy as opposed to a free economy, and it's increasing constantly because they're settling between themselves. General Electric pays no taxes. Big company. He was the head of Obama's commission, on the economy.
Jeff Immelt.
Jeff Immelt, yeah, the chairman of the board. You have government and large business and large labor all in cahoots together.
We're going to have to leave it right there. Wayne, you wrapped up 2 segments perfectly for us. Coming up.